What's up, y'all? It's Steve here. So I want to come on here really quick to talk to y'all really quick, okay? I just want to say this because there are way too many people out here, coming on to social media talking about how it's not easy at their job and that they're thinking about quitting their job and all that shit. And, you have some of these YouTubers out here that are trying to scam people and try to, finesse people out of quitting their job without a backup plan. And let me tell y'all something, man. If you are somebody that has a regular 9-to-5 job, keep that job until you have something else lined up. Keep that job until you have another job opportunity lined up, okay? Now, take it from me, all right? Because now I work at a candy factory. But before, I used to work at a moving job. And, at that moving job, I made $15 an hour plus tips being a mover. And I didn't like it simply because of the pay. So, I chose to just quit that job without giving a 2-week notice. I left that job. I was like, hey, $15 an hour plus tip as a mover, that's not cutting. That's peanuts. I'm gonna just bounce because this ain't cutting for me. And because I did that, it costed me financially. Okay. Luckily for me, it took me a month and a half to find this job that I'm currently working at right now, because again, I work at a candy factory. So it took me a month and a half to find another job. And let me tell you something, bro. Going on Indeed all day, every day, week in, week out, it was stressful, and it took a mental toll on me. It took an emotional toll on me. And I was depressed. And on top of that, I had no money in my pocket. And, me making that stupid choice to just up and leave my last job without a backup plan, it really costed me. And to this day, I regret that. I should have been like, you know what? Until a new job opportunity lines up for me, I'll wait. I'll put in my last 2 weeks and I'm going to go and I'm going to, go to this other new job. But I didn't do that. Instead, I made the choice to just up and leave my last job and start over from square one. Which, for all of you out there that are still thinking about quitting your job, you do not want to start over from square one. If you are somebody that does not have another job opportunity lined up, you do not want to leave your job right now. Until you find another job opportunity lined up for you, then, you think about, if you want to put in your last 2 weeks, fine. If you want to stay at that job and, if you want to keep this job and have the new job, that's fine too. You want to have 2 jobs, that's fine. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. But, at the same time too, because there's way too many people talking about how they want to quit and leave and their job is stressful and they hate it. And listen, let me tell you something. Every job isn't easy. Listen, I do sanitation work at my job right now. That's not easy. I'm not gonna lie, I get stressed out about it too. You know what I mean? Because every time something goes on, I gotta make sure that the whole factory is clean from head to toe. Which that itself takes a toll on you. You know what I mean? But I'd rather be stressed out and have money in my pocket than to be stressed out and broke. So, you listen, you say what you want about your job, right? Say what you want. You can say it's hard, you can say it's stressful, you can say that it's taking a mental toll on you, but let me tell you something, man. It's better to be stressed out and have money in your pocket than to be stressed out and broke. Trust me. Listen, right? You know what I mean? Trust and believe, bro, because I went through the same situation. I made the dumb choice to just up and leave my job, and I regretted it. I made the dumb choice to just leave my job without having another job opportunity lined up for me. And another thing too, man, don't be listening to these YouTubers that tell you to just quit your job and start a business, or quit your job and start a YouTube channel. Don't listen to those people, okay? Because those people are not doing you any favors. They're doing you more harm than help. Now, for me, I do YouTube, right? I do YouTube and I work a regular job. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, it's whatever. But anyway, man, like, for all of you out there that are stressing about your job, and you're thinking about leaving your job, don't leave it, okay? Don't leave it, because, it's hard out here. You know what I mean? It's hard out here. And let me tell you something too, man, because you don't want to be on Indeed or on LinkedIn all day, every day. You don't want to deal with that while having no money in your pocket. You do not want to deal with that, because I've been there, done that. And I do not want to go back to that. That's just me. I don't want to go back to that. But yeah, man, please, because I know it's a lot of people in my age group or a little bit younger than me, or people in my age group and some that are a little bit older than me that are just thinking about throwing in the towel and just leaving their job, up and leaving their job without having a backup plan, or without having another job opportunity lined up in place for them. Which, again, I'm going to say this again, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Keep your job while you still have it, okay? And the reason why I say that is simply because you still want to have an income flow. You still want to have income coming into your house. You still want to have money in your pocket, all right? And again, listen, every job is not easy. Every job isn't easy, okay? I get it. You're going to have times where you're going to be stressed out. You're going to have times where you're going to be mentally and emotionally burnt out from your job. You know what I mean? I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, too, you don't want to fuck yourself over, okay? You don't want to fuck yourself over by quitting your job without having anything else lined up for you, without having another job opportunity lined up for you, okay? So with that being said, man, if you're thinking about making that move, do it wisely, okay? Do it very wisely, okay? Don't be like me, okay? Don't be like me. Do it. Make the choice wisely. Keep your job. Find another job opportunity that you can get. And if that job opportunity comes to you, you could do either one or two things. Either one, you could put your last 2 weeks in at the job that you're at and then go to your new job. Or number two, you can have both jobs, okay? And again, there's nothing wrong with having one job. There's nothing wrong with having two jobs. There's nothing wrong with having three jobs. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? We all need to we all got to put food on our table. We all got to make sure that we got clothes on our backs. You know what I mean? you know, we all have to make sure that our lights are on and our bills are paid. We got to make sure that all these things are taken care of. You know, I know some of y'all out there, y'all have kids. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that your kids are taken care of. Speaking of which, because, you know, it's that back to school season. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that your kids have school supplies. Your kids have their book bags. You know, your kids have that, you know, that their first day of school outfit. You know what I mean? But, yeah. But that's it. That's all I got to say. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. And I'm out. I love y'all. Peace.